Major Mohammed Ali Shah, very good morning and appreciate you joining me live on the broadcast. Like every day, we are in fact in the midst of discussing how Manipur continues to be on the boil. But when we put this in perspective about the developments that we are tracking, they are scary, they are worrisome, and they are indeed stringent enough for the Union Central Government to put emphasis on finding a resolution at the earliest. Now, after the NPP withdrawing the support from the ally of the BJP, how do you view, in fact, the political developments and now giving a way for the violence also in the region and the sensitive regions, particularly in Manipur, to escalate?
Simran, the situation right now in Manipur is extremely complex. And to solve that, I mean, if we empathize and if we say, okay, what if we were the Home Minister or the Prime Minister, how would we have done it? Or for that matter, had we been the Chief Minister? Had we been the Chief Minister, we would have requisitioned for the army long time back. Much earlier when this violence started in the initial 24 hours, 48 hours, because the army would have cleaned the mess straight away at that time. But it is rather too late now. Now the fact is that there are political parties who are moving away from the current ruling dispensation in Manipur, which is not a good sign for their current dispensation because, as we all know, the cookies have lost faith, lost confidence in the Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. There were Maite groups also which had given him a 24-hour ultimatum and to get things in order. They are political parties which are withdrawing their support from the current dispensation in Manipur. So it is actually going to be difficult. And army should be like they have reinducted the Armed Forces Special Power Act in 6 police stations. It was withdrawn from 19 police stations earlier. 6 have been reinstated back, which means now remaining 13 are without Armed Forces Special Power Act. But they had moved the Armed Forces Special Power Act last year, and soon after that, we saw violence in Manipur, and especially the Armed Forces Special Power Act was lifted from the valley, in fact, from a lot of areas over there. Now, when we are seeing the kind of spate of violence in Manipur, it is because, firstly, they say a stitch in time saves 9. वक्त पे टाइम पे इलाज नहीं कराया हमने तो बीमारी और गंभीर फैल गई. If you nip it by the bud, if you don't allow the disease to spread further, I am certain you can still make a difference and you can still be able to catch the disease and cure it. But here we knew the symptoms, here we knew the disease, but yet the actual what should have been the cure, the right medicine to take for which illness. Supposing I have got a cold and I take some other medicine and I am rubbing iodix on my throat or on my neck. That is not the cure to the illness. I should take the proper remedy. The army was the solution actually, because the army is totally neutral, apolitical, and do their job in a very fair and square way. And people respect the army, apart from the fact that some people, the nefarious people, they would be fearing the army as well. That's a different story altogether. But the fact is, the respect for the army is commendable. They were aspersions on the Assam Rifles. I see no reason for that because the Assam Rifles is led by Indian Army officers. And casting aspersion is like casting aspersion on the Indian Army. The Assam Rifles personnel are no different from the regular army personnel for that matter. So now it's come a time, people say, is present rule the only option? Has Manipur come to a point of no return? Well, I am an optimist. I say yes, even if there is a present rule in Manipur, ultimately the ruling party is BJP ultimately. So I see no harm in that at all. And anything, basically anything to save lives, anything to bring peace in a beautiful state like Manipur, which has contributed a great deal towards nation building, and I think the nation owes a great deal to Manipur. So anything to bring peace, anything to make the two communities become friends. But the wounds are so deep. The golden question to be asked over here is, will the two communities actually become friends again? And how will that happen? Secondly, where are the interlocutors? The government of India, a lot of people are asking me that we don't know if the government of India has appointed any interlocutor, if at all, who, where, what. I mean, it is actually painful if the people do not know who the interlocutor is. The interlocutor's job is to get both the parties together on a table for a dialogue and talk. But Home Ministry, yes, they took a brilliant initiative about 2 odd weeks back where they got people to talk or from both the communities. But what was the outcome? What was the result? We don't know. So
Well,
most
of course.
certainly,
Mohammad Ali Shah,
yes,
in fact, the suspension of the internet ban, which is a drastic blackout measure, reflects the gravity of the crisis. As in fact, the public demonstrations continue to grow in the wake of the ethnic violence in Manipur. In fact, the army is also on the guard and also on the front foot to ensure that normalcy and peace is restored in the hill state. Thank you for speaking to us and giving us your time.